This is Beckton99, back with another build video. Today, I'm in the builder and I'm trying to cook up a version of Amen Thompson. So I copied the height, weight, wingspan that 2K has for him on the roster this year. So 6'7", 200 pounds with the 7-foot wingspan. So I have two versions of this build. This is the version that I don't like, I suppose, but I wanted to try to shoot for 99 perimeter defense, if that's something that a person was looking for an Amen Thompson. So then after that, I had to build around the 83 3-point shot, and then the rest of it just kind of fell into place, and I'll kind of walk you through some of the things I was thinking. So you have the maxed out speed, which is 90, and the agility is an 88. The strength is a 72. 72 is respectable. It's like, theoretically, if you find yourself going up against super strong opponents, you can take the power leaper takeover, and it'll give you +7 or +8. I'm not sure, but it'll boost you up a little bit. And you could easily use that takeover and then maybe one or two more cap breakers into strength to get you to the 80 threshold. And NBA 2K Toots has told us that at every 5 attributes, you get a new animation threshold, like under the hood or whatever. But you see, you'd have an 85 defensive rebounding, which would give you gold, box out beast, and silver rebound chaser. You have silver stealing badges, high block. Your ball handle gives you unpluckable. And you still have the ability to shoot the 3 when you need to. And you could easily cap break your driving dunk to get it to a respectable level so you can get on the rim. And then past that, we're going to take you to the cap breaker screen here in a minute. But you see the Amen Thompson shade. And then the names are switching defending cleaner, which is cool. I guess, what I would take away from that is basically, regarding the 1 through the 5. We can switch on bigs with our interior. We can, switch if they're in the pick and roll situation, and we have access to all the perimeter badges if you really go for that 99. But I think in this year's 2K, the 99 perimeter defense is kind of overkill. But if that's what you want to go for, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. And I think even though I'm not a fan of the first version of this build, I still think it could be a build that you could use all year. And I think that's something that the build will grow with you, because while everyone else there's only a couple things you can do to score. You can shoot, or you can score, inside the arc in various capacities, right? But with this build, you're stopping them on the perimeter and you're stopping them on the inside. So no matter what they're spending their cap breakers on or how they're putting their badges, you still have the essence of the Amen Thompson player, because you're going to be able to prevent a lot of that stuff, or just recover better than you would if you had your attributes in different places. And you can still shoot the 3, which makes you valuable on the perimeter. And you have enough playmaking to do what Amen Thompson should do, which is pass the ball to his friends or his teammates after he does a defensive play to stymie the opposing team. So, but we're going to move into the second version, which is the one that, I prefer if I was trying to make this player that played like Amen Thompson. So you notice right away, our mid-range is an 84. It has the potential to go up to an 89. If you were to use a shooting specialization, that would obviously it would change the tiers of set shot specialists and things that you could, have on this build. So it would just elevate your shooting effectiveness. But theoretically, if you want an Amen Thompson and he doesn't shoot all that great right now, you could just leave it right here, and you would you'd be able to shoot the midi, and you'd be able to shoot the 3, on occasion. And it still feels authentic because the stats aren't that high. But I would go for the 89. You have a 90 perimeter. It'll go up to a 95, I believe. And I think if you were going to spend +5 on perimeter on the first version, you could spend the +5 again and factor that in there. You can still shoot for the 85 rebound if you wanted to. You have a driving dunk. You could raise your standing dunk a little bit just to be, you know, have a better chance of scoring at the rim. But for me, if I'm going with the Amen Thompson, archetype, um, I'm really trying to clamp up, and that's what you're going to do. I'm really trying to pass the ball in transition, which is what you're able to do. And when my team needs me to put up the three, I can. And in transition, or if I have the lane, I can get on the rim. But mostly your pride is on the defense and stretching the floor, and you can make your finishing stronger through the cap breakers. So you see you have access to, you could potentially raise your driving dunk 5. You can put 5 cap breakers in there and change, how effective you are getting at the rim. That would be pretty easy. You could bump your perimeter up. I would say go to 92, and then use a takeover that pushes your perimeter defense to the 99. You could leave the interior defense at 90 if you're considering NBA 2K2's threshold philosophy. You already have the threshold of what you need, but you could make it a little stronger if you wanted to. The rebounding would take you 3 ticks to get back to the 85 rebounding, which we had, but you could still stay right here at this attribute rating, and you'd have silver rebounding badges. The 84 vertical is going to give you high flying denier on silver, which is something good to have on any defensive build. And since it's like a tier 2 attribute, it's easy to cap 1 or cap 2, +2, I guess you can say. With your ball handling, I would go up at least 2 ticks on the ball handle to get you unpluckable. And then if you went up 2 ticks with your speed with ball, you'd be sitting at a 75, which is good enough for a play lock, a person that's, clamping up, making the other team miss, getting the rebound, kicking it up. You don't need to be a crazy dribbler, but you have the option to, if you want to pour hella points into ball handling and speed with ball, you'll be able to put the ball on the floor more effectively. But I would definitely shoot for the unpluckable, and then get that speed up to a 75 and just go from there. And like you said, if you raise the drive and dunk, you become more elite at slashing. You could easily, get your standing dunk into the 50s or the 60s, which gives you more options underneath the rim. And if you went for the mid-range up to the 89, you kind of become a sharp at that point. So the evolution on this one is very intriguing. And as the name suggests, you can guard multiple positions. If you get switched on to a big, or if you load in at the small forward position and you're guarding someone that's 6'10", you can cover him. You can help down low in the paint. Rebounding is a viable part of your game for this build. And you have the playmaking, passing side enough to plus the, break starter up to gold. And then you're really sending the ball down the court. And from the midi and the 3, you can shoot. And, you can make him look like Amen Thompson if that's what you really want. But he's gonna play like him. So back to now.